Hi guys, finally got this thing done and re-recorded because I found that I had left out a negative in one of my calculator modes movements, so I had to go back and redo everything. So anyway, I posted earlier real quick to let y'all know I posted on Classroom a picture of the graphing calculator that is good to use for iPhones and iPads. It's normally $5. Right now it's on sale for $3. But whenever I loaded it onto my iPad, it came out and only charged me $2.27. So who knows? Try it. It's definitely worth getting. There's a few small differences in some of the second screens, but it's not anything bad. I can help you navigate it if you need. But if you've got an iPhone and you don't have a calculator, it is definitely worth the less than $3 to go get. Okay? Alright, let's look at the first problem. I did 6 of the 17 problems. I did 2 from each section is what I did. Or maybe I did 8. I did 2 I did 8 problems. I did a 2x2 to find out if they were inverses, and one of the 3x3s. And then I did 2 of the 2x2s to find the determinants, and 2 of the 3x3s to find the determinants by hand, and then 2 of the ones to do with calculators. So I guess I've done a total of 8. And at the end of the video, there is the answer key. Okay, so let's look at number 1. You can see pictures here of the calculator that I downloaded for the iPad and kind of what it looks like a little bit. Maybe you can zoom in, pause the video and zoom in if you need to. But as I went through, I wrote down all the processes for going through the problems, putting them into the calculators. So the first one was a 2x2 times a 2 and a 2x2 to see if they were inverses. We went second matrix edit 1 and then put in the dimensions 2x2 and then entered our elements 2, 1, 5, 3, and that put in our first matrix up there on the top. Then I followed the same thing, did my dimensions 2x2 and my elements for the matrix B. Go quit and go back to the main screen. Multiply A times B and B times A to see if you get the identity matrix. You can see down here in the third picture that we did get the identity matrix in both multiplications from both products. So yes, these 2 matrices are inverses. Alright, then I decided to take a look at number 5. Number 5 was a 3x3 and a 3x3, and we've got a bunch of fractions in the second one. Went in, put them in. You can see matrix A right here. Matrix B, when we put it in, was right there. Went through the process, multiplied it out. You can see what we got when we multiplied matrix A. Now, I want you to take a look here. It looks like I've got numbers in this B, column B, first section. Basically, it's the, what was that? Is that B? So B12 position, and in the B21 position, it looks like I have numbers. But those are that number times e to the negative 16th. That is 1 over that number, but in front of it is a decimal, and there are 16 zeros in front of the 5 and 15 zeros in front of the 4. Okay, so it's it's a really, really tiny number. So when we're rounding to 3 decimal places, hello, it's a 0. Okay. And then for B times A, I'll get a different color. Then you can see that we did get a very nice, neat identity matrix. So yes, these two matrices are inverses. All right, then we were evaluating determinants by hand. You can see right here that I have shown you the elements. I've named them A, B, C, D for the 2 by 2 to help us see this little process right here. Okay, that A times D minus B times C. The way we talked about it was the down diagonals minus the up diagonals. Okay, so as you see here, we have -3 times 1, which gave us a product of 3. -3 times -1 gave us a product of 3. And then we subtracted, and we had B times C, or C times B, which was 1 times 4, which gave us a product of 4. When we subtracted that, we got that our determinant was -1. For number 10, we did the same thing. Okay, 5 times 5 minus 4 times 4 gave us 25 minus 16, or a determinant of 9. All right, now we did the 3 by 3 matrices for number 12 and number 14. The 3 by 3s, we start by writing down the matrix without the brackets, and you can see where I did that in red. And then for all of the equations that are, or matrices that are bigger than 2 by 2, we take and copy the first columns. Everything except the last column we copy at the end of the matrix. Okay, so you can see I've boxed in the first 2 columns in brown, and then I wrote them in brown at the end of the matrix, at the end of column 3. All right, then we drew in our diagonals. Okay, 1 there, we had 1 there, we had 1 there. Okay, so that was 1 times 3 times 3, and 2 times 2 times 1, and 2 times 0 times -1. That gave us 9 plus 4 plus 0, which was 13. Okay, and then you can see in green where I've done the up diagonals. Okay, so that gave us 1 times 3 times -2, -1 times 2 times 1, and 3 times 0 times 2, which gave us products of -6 plus -2 plus 0, which gave us a -8. Okay, and when we added, or not added, we got 13 minus -8. When I subtract a negative, that turns to adding positives, and so I ended up with a determinant of 21. Okay, and then number 14, we did the same thing. Wrote out our matrix, wrote down the first 2 columns again, did our diagonals. You can see what our diagonals came out to be, and the products ended up coming out to a -210. All right, then evaluating the determinant using a calculator. Okay, that process. We enter in our matrix like I showed you here in the pink. Okay, and then after I do that, I quit and go back to my main screen. From my main screen, I go second matrix, math, and 1 is for a determinant. And then that'll take me back to the main screen, and I do second matrix 1. I forgot the matrix part in there. I'm sorry. Second matrix 1 for A, and that will send you back to the main screen again, and then you enter, hit enter, and it gives you a determinant of -1. So second matrix goes right there. Okay, and right there. Okay, number 16, second matrix, edit A, and put in the dimensions and the elements. Quit, go to the main screen, second matrix, math, determinant, and then second matrix again, A, and that'll take you back to the main screen. Hit determinant, and we ended up with a determinant of 268 for number 16. Alright, and then there is your answer key. Okay, you got the rest of those to finish up today and get them posted. It's already posted up in Classroom, and have a good afternoon. Bye.